with regard to Measure A, as the previous council in 2020 came to the voters and said, we need more. If you want more from your city, this is what we, ask of you. And the voters spoke that they wanted our law enforcement, our firefighters to be fully staffed, to be supported. They wanted roads to be a priority. And with that trust that came from the voters to the council, we need to fulfill those promises. And that means hiring and working on our retention efforts for law enforcement, for our fire department, because asking those individuals to work overtime, work extra shifts, that's hard on them. It's not safe for them. It's not safe for our city, and it's costing us when it comes to overtime. So I really want to see the next council making sure that they're fulfilling those promises, that they are supporting our first responders, so we have can retain the human capital that we have here, because we have great police officers, we have great firefighters, and the voters have asked us to make sure that we are attending to our public safety and our roads. Well, yes, Becky, you kind of teed this one up, that if we're getting lesser service for higher cost, this plan is not making sense right now. We have firefighters who are qualified to fill those administrative positions. We did, Chris gave the statistic that our average is going down in terms of the time of service for our firefighters, because our firefighters are leaving Turlock and going to other jurisdictions, because other jurisdictions see the benefit of the human resources that we have here. So I think that sending away the administration of our fire at the time that it was doesn't make sense, because Measure A was passed around the same time, and the voters asked us to take care of our city and our public safety. So regionalization, there are pros to that, because it could open up the ability to better pay scales, it could open up the ability to have our firefighters have equipment, but what we're seeing right now, I don't believe is regionalization. It is hurting our ability to serve our people. It's a safety issue for our city, and we need to seriously reevaluate it. Thank you, sir, for providing all the clarifying details. That helps quite a bit. I would support partnership between the community and the city, especially when it's coming down to something so vital as housing. Housing for senior citizens who are on fixed incomes. We had other people speak to the difficulties with development, but we really need to find a way to change, increase our supply of those things, of affordable housing. And so I fully support community partnerships and, making sure that that Turlock is thinking for the long term. There will be roadblocks, but my personal MO is that I don't really want to spend a lot of time on talking about what we can't do. Let's talk about what we can do and figure out how to move projects forward. Yeah, I think it's vital that the sitting council members are able to ask questions of staff, and I would never put a staff member in a position to ask the gotcha question from the dais, because it's important to be working as a team. The council is setting policy, the staff is the one that's implementing it, and they are coming to us with their expertise and their years of knowledge. So I absolutely will be reading all of those packets and be asking the questions at email. I have small kids at home, so those emails are probably going to come at really odd hours, but it will happen. I would absolutely support the endeavors of the Assyrian community or any other community to, include themselves in our public spaces, because our diversity and is what makes America strong, and it makes Turlock strong. And we need to really be fostering those communication with the different organizations that represent different cultures, and making sure that our city government is being receptive to different groups as well, and making sure that, again, coming back to community engagement, that our information is accessible to people and in the languages that they need, they feel most comfortable in. I would share the view that cell phones don't have a place on the dais for the city council. The point is for the city council members and the mayor to be conducting themselves in public, and so it's not only a distraction, but it could encourage side conversation, and that's not the work that people are that council members are there to do. In terms of our general plan, I have studied our general plan, and I would echo the sentiments that there was a lot of good planning that was done when it was initiated, and the cost doesn't make sense for why we would need to rehash this. Building in the empty lots and the infill areas that we have, working on continuing to grow the industrial complex that is part of the general plan, making sure that I know in my own district there's a area that I was watching to see what are they going to build there, and it's more single family homes like we have everywhere else, and those are needed, but there is definitely a need for higher density and mixed density use. So I would not be in favor of rehashing the lengthy and costly process of a general plan unless there's really good reason for it. Well, thank you all for coming this evening. Thank you to the Assyrian American Civic Club for hosting us and organizing this. I would be honored to serve Turlock, where I came from, where I chose to come back to, and where I want to see our city continue to be strong and to grow in a sustainable way where hopefully one day my own daughters would want to come back here themselves. I feel like I have the professional experience and just really the heart for service to work for our neighbors, and so I ask for your support for myself, Cassandra Abram, for Turlock City Council in District 3.